This is a pretty elegant wine. This is a fun one that we actually make this with the food and beverage director at Lutsen Resort. So we're ready.
Cheers.
Profiles like a Bordeaux, and it's just super yummy. We just really like this wine. It's kind of luxurious. So, well, we've been coming to this part of the country since we were children, really. You know, skiing on the hills, and we're big sailors, so we sailed the lake a lot, and built a cabin up here 25 years ago. And the question was, how do we get here full time instead of on weekends and from time to time?
And we'd start talking on the way up here and the way back home, like, wow, there's something big happening here. And we love wine, and we've had this hobby, and we've, since the 80s, had wanted to be involved in winemaking. And we decided to take the jump and do this, and this is where we are today.
Original vision was it was really semi-retirement, you know, like maybe the two of us and another full-time person could run the place, and maybe we'd sell 12,000 bottles of wine a year, you know. We made 16,000 bottles our first year and sold out. We made 32,000 bottles our second year and almost sold out. Production was over 50,000 bottles last year, and that's just the wine side. We have the whole cider house that's that much as well. So it's been really, really much more well received than our wildest dreams. So it's been a really fun ride. Yeah.
We made all the decisions together, but really the back of the house was Chuck, and I did the front, which included the business operations, marketing, and the tasting room.
This is a wine drinking tune, if there ever was one. Wine drinking rag. Wrote for a little lake up in Isabella.
The tasting room, we want people to feel welcome the minute they come in the door. So we always make sure we welcome and greet, even if we're really busy. And we want people to come back. And we try to do music once a week, all year long.
It's kind of fun to have this, a lot of what we do on the North Shore and only on the North Shore. Now we're starting to do some distribution elsewhere as well, but really the core of what we do, most of our wines, all of our ciders, it's up here. Come on up to the North Shore and you know, experience this with everything else that happens here.
I think what Chuck is creating is definitely craft, but there's an art to it because every year the grapes taste different. Every year the apples have different flavors.
Very few wineries grow all their own grapes. They purchase grapes and do whatever. So we bring in 3-4 trucks a year, and they'll have between 10 and 20 tons of grapes on them. It's usually within 4 to 6 days of being picked. The grapes are sitting here. And then we treat it like as if the grapes were in the backyard. It doesn't make a bit of difference. It works really well for us. We had a handshake contract, but a contract for buying Marquette grapes. And then we got a call in the fall when crushed saying they lost 40% of their harvest to whatever, and we were like the last people on the list to get grapes, and because we were new. And so we ended up without any grapes. But we just said, well, we've been playing with ciders. Let's just call it Pine Tree, and let's buy that same tonnage in apples, and let's just go right into the cider business. It worked out great for us. Yeah, a problem we thought we were going, oops, now what, ended up being just a fantastic business opportunity and just opened another door.
Probably one of the most complex businesses I've ever been involved with. You have your normal business sales tax, you have your income tax, payroll, taxes, but then you have to layer on the local and state taxes and the federal tax. And then the federal government has reports tracking what comes in the back door is converted into alcohol, and then what we're selling out the front door. So there's a lot of layers involved. The two of us felt like we made it here when we could leave and know that everything's running smoothly.
For me, success is being able to do what you're passionate about, and that means more than at work. So like we don't open till noon, so we get to go skiing every morning. We're living on the North Shore. We have this personal life that we want to excel at, and then when we do come to work, for me, we're making wine.